It's time to jump into the luxury imports of Bowling Green Mercedes-Benz BMW Sports Webb with your host, Brian Webb. Also starring Danny the Limb Hartung, MLB Insider, brought to you by First Step Orthotics on the Bypass. WKU Sports Analysis with Garret Browning, presented by Bowling Green Refrigeration, Heating, and Cooling. Also made possible by Poston Electronics. The one and only Vegas Frank Against the Odds, presented by JBK Network Consulting. Then free golf tips with WKU Women's Golf Coach in Gary on the Green. From Bowling Green Fireplace and Grill, your Green Egg headquarters. Spotlighting high school athletics with the Culver's Butterburgers Player of the Week. The Coach's Pick with Damon Tabor with plaques from Oak Tree Award. And all guests via the Line-X of Bowling Green hotline. And now your host of the Sports Web. Here's Brian Webb.
Hello, everybody. Great to be back. I know hopefully you missed us last week, but I was attending a Kentucky Broadcast Association. Soki's Great Outdoors was nominated and was a finalist for the best talk show in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, Garrett. So I had to miss.
Yo, new intro. Who put that music bed on there? That's hard.
That was pretty hard, wasn't it?
Who was it? Was that Dale?
I guess that was probably, Dale himself.
Man, he reached deep into the back
really
for that
He
one.
takes
That's
care of
impressive. That sounded like a Cameron Coates production, but
hey, that's a compliment.
that is a huge compliment.
We got a compliment coming up here shortly, but before we get to him, he's on the Line-X hotline waiting to talk about these World Series that start tonight in Houston. Natty's can't believe they're there. But before we get to Danny the Limb, Garrett, I got up there and got to hang out with Tanner Abernathy today. Sensation baller. I mean, have you got to see him in action?
The Warren East Raiders have not got to see him quite yet. They had Glasgow, right? Abernathy?
Yep, that's Glasgow.
Yeah, we haven't seen Glasgow
Scotties.
just yet. We saw Glasgow last year, and oh man, Abernathy and Nick
He's
Mitchell,
good, man.
both of those guys, they went all over the Raiders. They don't see him this year in the remaining schedule, but from what I've seen, man,
They don't want to see him, I don't
Glasgow's going to be a tough test when it comes postseason
3A,
time.
I mean, it doesn't get much better. I know they're not ranked at the top at 3, but Tanner Abernathy, he is right now sets atop all passers in the Commonwealth in 3A. He's got 1,700 yards or 1,074 or something like that. He's going crazy.
It takes more than two guys, but when you have a backfield of Tanner Abernathy and Nick Mitchell, you're going to win a lot of games in high school football.
And that's not even touching on Hunter Scott, who is a sensation receiver, kind of like an Amendola. Or an Edelman. And then he's got Kenarius Flint. I mean, some other receivers. I mean, some guys that, he's got a lot of release buttons there. He can dump it, too.
And, of course, they lost that Alabama offensive lineman, Tanner Bowles.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I mean, they always have a couple of big guys in the trenches that help lead the way.
Always. We got Coach Adam Gary on with a nice golf tip. If you're putting your clubs up for the winter, he's going to tell you what you can do to not lose that muscle memory. And then we've also got the one and only Vegas Frank. He's going to dive into a little NBA pre because tonight opens up there's a lot going on tonight, G-Man.
Basketball! It's back.
Basketball. On the Line-X hotline, our Major League Baseball analyst from First Step Orthotics Prosthetics right there next to Batteries Plus. Not only is he great at that, he's an awesome baseball guy. And we're going to, without further ado, what's up, Lim?
Oh, baby, it's World Series time.
I thought you were going to bust out Harry Carey for a second there. That's
Hey! No, boys, it is such a good time of the year right now. This is my favorite time. We got some great pitching matchups for the next 7 World Series games. It's going to be good, guys. I hope it is. We got some amazing matchups tonight with Cole against Mr. Mad Max, so it should be a lot of fun. Got a really crazy stat for you tonight.
Drop it.
With the WAR record, which is wins against replacements. The last time 5 pitchers with a WAR record of 5 or more was 1912. So this is how good the pitching matchups are going to be. Yeah,
that's going way back
for this World Series. It's
back.
going to be crazy good. And with one more, just a shade under 5, it would be an all-time record. So It should be really, really good time.
I just can't believe the Nationals are in this.
You know what? We left them for dead at the half. But, the last 72 games, they had the best record in baseball. So, I think we could go back and go online, and I might have called this with a Washington-Houston World Series. But we're going to have to look that up.
Well, what's crazy is the first 50 games of the season, nobody really had the Nats. I think at one point you had called out the Nats that maybe they were dead in the water, but I did. They had a lot of late run the last 100 games of the season. They played their 50th game of the season on May 23rd. Since that date, the Nats are 82-40, wow, a plus 203 run differential. The Astros 81-41, a plus 192 run differential. There's almost no question these have been the best two teams in baseball the second half of the season, right?
Without question. I've been saying all year long, this World Series is going to run through Houston. And but I just love the way the Nationals came on. On paper, they still were the best team in the National League as far as pitching and hitting. You got Robles at the bottom of the lineup, and you got Soto, who took basically the kid they moved over to Philadelphia. I don't remember his name, but and neither do they over there. But no, this should be a lot of fun tonight, guys. And I'm looking for I'm trying to look for an MVP out of each team, and right now I'm looking at Rendon out of Washington and Bregman out of Houston. If you're going to ask me my two MVPs of this series, it should be really good. Hopefully it's a pitcher's duel, but you never know about the World Series. I mean, we could get some 10-9 games. We should also get, I guarantee, probably get 2 games that are going to go into extra innings. So, I mean, it should be a lot of fun.
As far as Game 1 tonight, Max Scherzer and Garrett Cole, you could have any two pitchers on any two teams in the league for a head-to-head pitcher's duel, number 1 pitcher versus number 2 pitcher. Is there a better possible matchup in the major leagues than what we're going to get tonight, Garrett Cole and Max Scherzer?
None better. And, you can say what you want about Max. Maybe Mad Max is getting a little bit up there in age. But the guy, I'll tell you what, if I had one game to have somebody pitch, I'm going to put him on the mound because this guy is nails. And, he's a competitor. He's tough. And, the guy can still strike out people, and he can place pitches where people miss. He makes people miss swings. So, I mean, I just love this guy. And Strasburg, he's healthy. And, we also got Anibal Sanchez, who's just pitched lights out for this whole series. I mean, this whole NLCS series. So, I mean, you know what? It can go any way. I'm going to give the edge to Houston, but Houston does not have a left-handed pitcher in their bullpen, which is pretty crazy. But
what do they got against southpaws over there? Hey, listen, I got a quick one for you. What we should be talking about, what only matters in sports, is the betting line, Danny. And I've got plus 1.5 tonight. I'd be all over that. I think this is going to be a 2-3, 2-1 game.
Totally. I hope hopefully it is, but you never know, Brian. It could be, it could be 11-10.
Yeah, you're right.
Because both the teams are swinging the bats good.
6.5 the over, the total.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I'd take the over tonight.
Really?
Really, yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
I really would. But, these guys are coming up pumped up, and, both are loose. Washington's had some more days off to rest, so they should be fresh, and everything should be pretty good down in Houston. Plus, we got... we get the DH for Washington. I'm not picking a side, but my edge is going to go Houston 6.
So, trying to put you on the spot here, let's label a key for each team. What's the key to the series if Houston wants to take home another trophy, and then what's the key to the series if the Nationals want to try and pull off the upset?
All right, Garrett Cole and Verlander have to go past 5 innings. First 2 starts. If they cannot go past 5 innings on first 2 starts, and Washington is, basically hitting the ball good enough to where they have to pull them, that's their 2 keys. And that's the suspect what I'm looking at now is Verlander getting up there in age, still throwing the ball great. There's no question about it. But if they both have to go over 5 innings, otherwise if they have to start getting into that bullpen too quick, Washington could steal this away from them. If they go 7 apiece, it's over.
Man, that's good stuff, Danny. We got a couple minutes here before we got to go to break. But listen, you've been on a wild trip. I mean, you've had a wedding, a wake, and a funeral. I don't know how you get all those in just one vacation.
Believe me, brother, it was fun, something else. And we went to an Irish wake on Thursday. Best friend of Ann's father died in. You know what? It was. I hate to say this. It was actually hilariously funny. But this guy was a just a wonderful Irishman.
Irish.
Total Irishman.
Total Irish.
They had a wake, dude, where they took him down to a party, the whole casket and everything.
No.
I missed that. But,
no way. That's the part I would not have missed, Danny.
I didn't want to sit there where people doing selfies with the body in the casket.
That's the way I want my funeral to be, right there.
Me too. And it really was tastefully done well. But we had a good time. My nephew Nick got married. I got to see my mom and all my brothers.
Yeah, I saw that, man. You're the best looking of your brothers. You're the best looking.
Dude, thank you so much, and I think so as well.
I thought maybe. No, that's a crazy week.
That's what Mom always said, too.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mom always told me I was her favorite. So.
Of course you were. All right, so tonight, who's going to take it tonight if you had to pull the trigger and you're at Caesar's Palace? Who would you put it on?
I'm taking the Nationals tonight.
Oh, Nationals and under. Wow, that might be the pick.
No, actually, I like Nationals and the over.
Oh, you did
tonight.
say over. I'm sorry, Danny.
I like Mad Max and the over tonight, and I'm sticking to it. I almost bet the New York Jets last night, so you know how I'm going right now.
Yeah, that would have not been good.
Danny, I started a new segment on my show, Gambling Garret. I picked 2 NFL games a week. Yeah, I made that mistake last night, Jets plus 10. I've started the segment 0-5, so if you're betting against me,
listen, that's harder to do than to win 5.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
Brother, send me that podcast before the game starts, please. But I like Washington tonight and over 7. I'm going to take Mad Max over Garrett Cole. I think the Washington Nationals are a little bit more fresher right now, and they're coming pumped up, and they're ready to win.
Man, we've got Erica Wilson, and we're getting ready to call our Titans insider, see what she's got to say about this Tannehill thing. You want to weigh in for about 20 seconds on it?
Sure.
What do you think? Good move? Did he look good to you the other night? Garrett was there.
I watched. I wasn't in town, so we don't get that whole tighten up thing here. We were in St. Louis actually for football, and I got to watch about a third of the game. It looked pretty good to me.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm sorry.
Jury's still
I don't know
out.
if San Diego's that bad, but
I think San Diego's pretty bad.
It's a little of both.
It's a little of both. Yeah.
Hey, as is tradition, Phillip Rivers needs a score, no timeouts, minute 30 to go. I mean, that's every game.
And you said that a couple weeks ago. That's what it was
every game,
be.
dude.
It's like
it doesn't matter.
He's right. Danny the Limb, First Step Orthotics, Prosthetics, right next to Batteries Plus, our MLB guy. Thanks, man. Enjoyed the series tonight, and can't wait to get you back home so we can see you, man.
Thanks, you fellas. I appreciate it, man.
Always a pleasure. On the Line X Hotline, we'll be right back with Erica Wilson, talk some Titans. Be here when we come back. 102.7, 104 The Score.
How much were your heating costs last winter? I'm sure too much. Mike Keith here to tell you how to heat your home for just $600 a year. Trust the experts at Bowling Green Fireplace and Grill to transform your old fireplace into a stunning source of heat with brand names such as Yodel, Fireplace Extraordinaire, Avalon, and Lopi, the Cadillac of fireplaces. Lopi's Cape Cod is the world's cleanest burning wood stove with unbelievable hybrid fire technology. Bowling Green Fireplace and Grill, just off the bridge on Old Louisville Road. BowlingGreenFireplace.com.
Hi, this is Danny Hartung with First Step Prosthetics. Jeremy Harris and I would like to thank the people of Bowling Green and the surrounding areas for their support of the last 10 years. We are proud to announce that we have been celebrating over a decade of service to this community. We are going strong with the utmost care for our orthotic and prosthetic patients. We strive to provide the new and latest technology for the care of our patients and whatever their specific needs should be. Take the next step with us. Next Batteries Plus on the bypass, or visit us at firststepprosthetics.com.
JBK Network Consulting and Cisco Systems have long been partners in Hilltopper Country. We have served South Central Kentucky since 1992 and now serve customers throughout the Commonwealth and in 19 states. With the power of Cisco Systems, JBK Network Consulting offers a complete lineup of voice-over IP, wireless indoor and outdoor, and digital signage for both information and entertainment sales and services. Looking to expand or just want to start on rock-solid ground? Conveniently located in Bowling Green, JBK Network Consulting, where we are IP everything.
2020 sounds good at Luxury Imports of Bowling Green. Whether it's a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW, hear the engine on a test drive and you'll pick up a roaring 20 for yourself. Or maybe one of the last 18s and 19s with special deals and financing to close out the year. Everyone has a dream car, now bring it home. If Luxury Imports doesn't have your new or pre-owned BMW or Mercedes on lot, find it and bring it. Fee free to BG. Luxury Imports of Bowling Green, 325 Three Springs Road, online at luxuryimportsofbowlinggreen.com.
This is Mike Keith, voice of the Tennessee Titans, and you're listening to the Sports Web on ESPN Radio 102.7.
Well, thanks for coming on back, and it's a treat. One of my best buddies in the football world. Actually, the Sports Web is so lucky. I have two extremely good Titans insiders, one being my G-man who's with me all the time, and on the Line X hotline, Erica Wilson. Hey, young lady, great to have you back, sweetie.
It's great to be back.
What'd you think about that win?
I was excited. The noises that came out of my mouth when that came down, I didn't know I could physically do that. Garrett, I'm ready to take you on.
Oh, no, please.
Calling him out on air.
She's ready for the Mariota Tannehill battle. But I got to tell you first, Erica, that we go to one game a year, me and my dad, as a birthday gift to me. That's what he does every year. And I picked the right game this year, Titans-Chargers. It worked out pretty well.
Well, that's ironic because I'm going to Sunday's game, so it'll be a real time to dance.
Another win,
yeah,
maybe.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Are you scared of Jameis Winston? Actually, let's backtrack. When that 2012 NFL draft, the Titans had the second pick, the Buccaneers had the first pick. Who did you want before that draft? Because we were certainly getting a quarterback. Which quarterback did you want?
Actually, because of the Ducks and because of his success, I wanted Marcus.
See, you were probably had the better choice of the two because I did want Jameis Winston, and I think we would be even worse off than we are now. So you obviously are the true insider.
I hate to break it to you, but my thoughts would be, he comes with a lot of baggage and he stays hurt, so,
Well, they both like seafood, so that's good.
In different ways.
In different ways. Erica, give us a breakdown of this season so far, the ups and downs, the peaks and valleys. How have you taken it from your eyes?
Well, I mean, I will agree with, because you and me and Garrett talk off air all the time. I'm just letting the listener world know that we talk offline all the time. And I agree with Garrett with one thing. Marcus has had 5 years. So I wasn't surprised that this season turned out the way it did. And with the kicker situation, for example, Suckup got hurt. And then they bring in that new guy, I don't even remember his name. He plays, 3 games?
You don't need to know his name.
Santos?
I'm not comparing him to Parkey because Parkey missed 1, but he redeemed himself. So, I mean, it has been a season of up and downs, and clearly Coach Brable is not afraid to make serious moves to get us in a better position. And it is time. It's almost 20 years, folks.
Preach it, girl.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on the whole Mike Vrabel situation because there's no question. He's one of the more aggressive coaches in the NFL, and he said he was going to be from day one. And for some reason, I feel like Titans fans, they can't decide whether they like his aggressive nature or if they want him to be this conservative, every other NFL head coach. Which Mike Vrabel do you prefer?
I prefer Mike Vrabel over anyone else because he is aggressive. He's also a former player and knows how to relate to those. Yes, we haven't had the season that we wanted, but he has shown he can be aggressive. He has shown he will pull you out if you're not doing your job.
Yeah.
And nobody knows if Mike Vrabel pulled Marcus out or if Marcus pulled Marcus out. Because I don't know about you guys, but he looked uncomfortable in that pocket.
Yeah, he did. And, but going on what you said about Vrabel, here's one great thing we all do know, though, is he's a product of Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick does not like to lose. He's very aggressive, and he doesn't leave his feelings out on the shoulder. I think that's one of the best attributes he brings from his past coaching.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And I personally like a more aggressive coach. I'd like to see a coach making moves because, let's be honest, Amy Adams Strunk, and if listeners don't know who she is the owner of the Titans. She has made it crystal clear that she wants a Super Bowl. She wants us to at least make a play for it. And that means she's going to have him make aggressive moves.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love Coach Vrabel, too. I'm on the side of Coach Vrabel. And, look, the expectations for this year, hindsight's 20/20, but they may have been too high at the beginning of the season. We wanted Marcus Mariota to be that franchise guy, and that may have been asking a lot come the beginning of the season. And I'm ready to have this Tannehill-Mariota battle. I said, and I'll admit it, last week I said, what was the difference between Mariota and Tannehill if you brought Tannehill in? And he proved me wrong on Sunday. He showed a little bit of that difference. But in my opinion, I thought a lot of that had to do with how much better the offensive line played, and I thought the wide receivers did a much better job getting open for Ryan Tannehill. But that being said, he made some very tough throws on Sunday that, frankly, Marcus Mariota has not made this season.
Well, that too, and what my mom was telling me not too long ago, Terry Bradshaw said, I was an average quarterback. I just had good receivers in front of me. And I think Tannehill has proved that those guys can do that. They just can't catch a ball if it's floating over their head.
Yeah. No, that is a great point. And there are way too many playmakers receiving-wise for the Titans not to have some success moving the ball down the field, throwing the football. I mean, A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith. I mean, Delaney Walker is, he's kind of become that fourth or fifth option all of a sudden when we thought he was going to be that go-to guy again. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That just shows what kind of young talent the Titans have started to build.
And that's the thing. They have all the pieces. They just need to figure out a way to put the puzzle together.
Yeah, that's a 500 count puzzle too, I think, Eric.
Yeah.
Hey, I was going to tell you real quick. We got about a minute left. I wanted you to tell us. Let's say we get past the Bucks, get another W. Where do you see things going for this Titans team the rest of the season?
I would like to see us make a run into the playoffs. My 40th birthday, Super Bowl Sunday, so God, if we did it, you all wouldn't be able to control me. But I would like to see us do that. But honestly, a run for the playoffs, get out of that 9-7 rut, or get somewhere where you can draft somebody or place higher, so that people think you're a threat. A lot of teams in the NFL don't think we're a threat. Let's change that momentum.
Well, got a good defense, and we'll see how this quarterback carousel goes. But you got to remember, you got two guys in the backfield with Deion Lewis and Derrick Henry that, you got to utilize those guys, don't you think, Erica?
I do, absolutely. Derrick Henry is golden. And if you don't realize that, you're not much of a Titans fan.
Big time.
And, guys, let's keep in mind, Marcus is still there. I'm not writing him off.
No. No.
So, he's still there. He could go to coach, game 10, game 11, game 12, say, okay, I'm ready, and be Magic, which we've seen before.
Well,
let's give Tannehill a chance. He's been in the league a long time. Maybe he can teach Marcus some things.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great point. Erica Wilson, our Titans insider, appreciate you. We got 20 seconds left, Garrett. What do you got?
Tighten up, Southern Kentucky.
Yeah.
What's the score this weekend? Titans, Buccaneers. 2.5-point favorite, the Titans.
Nice.
Yes.
What do you think? Score prediction.
I would say, based on last week, I'll give you 27-14.
Oh, I love it.
I like it.
Erica, thank you so much, doll. We're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be right back with Vegas Frank here on the Sports Web, ESPN 102.7, 104, The Score.
Thanks, Erica.
Man, that looks rough. That one got whacked good.
Yeah, I do know I'm getting sick of cleaning it up.
But it's all about the pay in the long run, right?
Yeah, you're right, but it'd be easier the quicker to go out and take us to Line X of Bowling Green.
Well, in the end, it's all about getting those hogs delivered, right?
You're right, but it sure is a mess. Forget about it.
Keep your bed easy to clean with Line X of Bowling Green, truck accessories, and more. Line X of Bowling Green on Louisville Road, Porter Pike intersection.
Since 1983, Skag Power Equipment has built simply the best commercial-grade zero-turn lawnmowers and equipment money can buy. Take advantage of end-of-season savings on Skag zero-turn mowers at one of the Vance stores in Bowling Green or Glasgow. No matter the mowing conditions, Skag has the industry-leading cut you deserve and expect. With 0% financing offers and monthly payments available below $100 with approved credit, one of the Vance stores can find an affordable Skag that will make your grass look great. Come check out the Skag Mowers season-ending sale at one of the Vance stores. Skag Mowers are simply the best. The Vance store is here to back them up.
When Poston Electronics opened in Bowling Green back in 1974, it sounded more like this.
Turn it up, man!
Now Poston is as legendary as the artists Southern Kentuckians pumped through the speakers they've bought there for the last 45 years. Poston is everything audio with top brands like JP Audio and Alpine. From home theaters, boats, motorcycles, side-by-sides, custom work, installation, service, or sales, Poston still has the sound. Turn it up, man. Poston Electronics, across from Firestone on Broadway Avenue.
The U.S. Army is offering up to $65,000 in student loan reimbursement as a new enlistment incentive. The program is available for nearly 50 different occupations, covering both full-time and part-time careers in the U.S. Army and Army Reserve. The total amount of loan reimbursement varies depending on the length of the individual's enlistment contract. For more information, talk to your local Army recruiter or check us out online at www.goarmy.com.
JBK Network Consulting and Cisco Systems have long been partners in Hilltopper Country. We have served South Central Kentucky since 1992 and now serve customers throughout the Commonwealth and in 19 states. With the power of Cisco Systems, JBK Network Consulting offers a complete lineup of voice-over IP, wireless indoor and outdoor, and digital signage for both information and entertainment sales and services. Looking to expand or just want to start on rock-solid ground? Conveniently located in Bowling Green, JBK Network Consulting, where we are IP everything.
Hello, Vegas. Give me $100 on red.
Stop! $200 in tips, please.
Are you a professional?
What's your bet, sir?
A bet.
Hit me.
It's a bust.
Whoa! I am on fire.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
You're a winner!
Against the Odds with Vegas Frank is brought to you by JBK Network Consulting. JBK Network Consulting. We are IP everything. Working with complex organizations to achieve measurable business outcomes is what we do. Let Jim Grant and JBK Network Consulting go to work for you. Call 270-796-8935. Visit JBK Network Consulting at 1143 Fairway Place, Suite 105, and online at jbk.net.
Thanks for coming on back to the Sports Web. After a one-week hiatus sabbatical, the one and only Vegas Frank against the odds on the Line X hotline. Line X Bedliners. Roger and Gina, get over there and take care of the bed of that truck. Louisville Road, Porter Pike. What's going on, man, on the Line X hotline?
Doing good. I think that the week away would give me some rest, but I am just as tired as I was 2 weeks ago.
Dude, I wake up tired. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you and me both.
Probably need to get checked out. We're getting up in age. Hey, I was gonna say, man. First of all, great weekend in the NFL. I guess my Cowboys got to win. That's why it's real good for me, especially against the Eagles and for first place. But we won't digress. But let's talk a little bit about the NFL and what you saw this weekend, Frank.
Well, I mean, we're just trying to look at trends. We're trying to see who's kind of separating themselves as teams that we think they might be good teams that are actually turning into pretty solid teams. The Saints keep doing what they're doing, with or without Breeze. Teddy Two Gloves is looking real strong. This defense has really sort of, changed their whole personality, in this off season. They kind of play with a chip on their shoulder, special teams, everything. That they're really playing together as a team, and it's working. I mean, this is not the Saints team that, a couple years ago, I wouldn't think that they would go on the road and beat a Chicago Bears team that, looked pretty dominant earlier on in the season. But this Saints team is looking really good, and they're coming into form. And, of course, the Packers, just kind of dismantled my team over the weekend. That was a lot of fun for Packer fans, not for me.
Well, the other undefeated team, the two are the Niners, and I don't know if they're for real. They got a good running trio, but I don't know that Garofalo has seen the defensive packages that give him fits yet, but they're coming. And then the other, obviously, undefeated team, your New England Patriots, the dynasty that is, they've really not played that many people, Frank. So, I mean, I don't know if these two teams, even though they're undefeated, are as good as advertised.
Well, you know, you mentioned it, but in the next 6 weeks, speaking of the Patriots, they're going to be playing Baltimore, they're going to play Cleveland, they're going to play Kansas City, they're going to play Dallas, and they're going to play Philly. So we're going to find out if they're for real or not. But you're right, they really haven't played anyone yet.
But their defense, I will say, is for real.
No, the defense looks really good. And, right now, this is a team that, traded for Mohamed Sanu, by the way, today. They got Mohamed Sanu for a second round pick. Yeah, so the rich just gets richer. Like they needed another guy.
Yeah, really.
It wasn't working out for them. They need to add another piece to their offense. I digress. The Patriots are their defense is playing out of their mind right now, and they're just kind of maintaining. But we switch it to the NFC with regards to the 49ers. You're right. We really don't know if Jimmy G is the guy that's going to get them there, because I think they're doing all of this with the running game and the defense in spite of him. I don't know if he's a guy that's going to be able to make plays on the road or in a tough playoff atmosphere. I'm just not sure.
Man, they played in a river, the River Nile, and the Redskins last Sunday. That was crazy. But I don't know. I'm with you, Frank. That's good stuff. Who do you think's making a little bit of a stand, and what do you think about the Tannehill swap? Because you've seen that coming early on in the summer. You said you were thinking that might happen.
Well, I think that Mariota can still reclaim his spot. I think it depends on how Tannehill performs the next few weeks. They're going to have Tampa coming up this weekend, so that should be fun. Tannehill's trying to establish his pace and his system to whatever they're trying to execute here. This is still an open competition. He hasn't created that much separation between himself and Mariota. It's just that they're successful, and he happens to be playing quarterback when they've been successful.
That's a good point. What happened to the Chargers, man?
I think that we probably overestimated them a little bit. Health is always going to be a factor. Derwin James not being available. Rivers is getting up there and not really able to make the plays that he has. Inconsistency at the running game. We're not sure if we're going to be plugging in Eckler and he's going to be getting a lot of carries. Are they going to be playing Melvin Gordon? Neither guy is really going to get into a rhythm because you're not sure who your running back is.
Exactly.
It's been an issue. Remember, we thought Melvin Gordon would be signed and back in there, and now he's playing, and they've got this stuff figured out as far as what he's going to be doing for the season. But there's no rhythm established, and I think that they really haven't created an identity for themselves. And don't forget, this is not to be undersold at all. The Chargers don't play in front of a home crowd. Every time they're playing a home game, they're playing for the opponent, for the visiting team's crowd. If you've seen a Chargers game being broadcast in LA, it's majority of the crowd is the road team. They have no home field advantage.
Crazy. You know what? That's a great point you make. But I'm going to drop two crazy, bold statements on you, bold predictions, if you will. I think last night we saw the last game Tom Brady will ever play on Monday night in Foxborough. And I think that Phillip Rivers is in his last season.
I would tend to agree with you. I think that Brady is done after this year.
I'm not saying he's out of the game. He's going to play somewhere, but it's not going to be in New England.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't think he's going to play anywhere. I think he's done.
You think he's done?
I think he's going to retire after this season.
Wow. Man, he looks so young, Frank. I don't know, but hey, we'll see what happens. You're probably closer to the truth on predicting there than I am. Well, anything else that we want to take away from the NFL before we move on to do some WKU football?
Well, other than the Monday night game last night, I mean, not much to take away from it other than the Star Wars trailer. So, yeah, we can go ahead and talk about the Tops.
Well, do you think it looks pretty good? I mean, was it the Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah, I mean, Abrams is Abrams is a fan first, so, I mean, it makes it more interesting.
It does.
So, yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I am too. Looking pretty good. I did see Zombieland the other night. I'm glad I saw it in the theater. Well, it wasn't super good, but it was funny, and I enjoyed it, and it was the first night my family and I have been to a movie in years, and it just made my heart bubble. I went ahead and bought the large popcorn.
Oh, nice. I like that.
You know you're having a good time when you drop 10 on a vat of popcorn. You know what I mean? Extra butter.
Absolutely.
Extra buttery. And I'll tell you what's going to be extra buttery is when the old Hilltoppers roll in, take on the thundering herd of Marshall. And Marshall 4-3, 2-5, I think, in the conference. And we are they're not 2-5. That's wrong. The Tops are 4-0 in the conference, looking to go 5-0 against Marshall. But you know what, man? I looked on the Las Vegas board, and it looks like the Thundering Herd are -6 against my Tops. What?
It doesn't make much sense to me either. It seemed like a weird number. We were talking about a little bit off air. That doesn't really sound right number wise. I would jump on that number if I was an investor, which I am, so I'm going to jump on that number later on today. Yeah, Tops +6. I love that. I'm going to take that. The games that look at the games that the Herd have won. They've only won a couple games, but the games have been close that they've won. And they had the one team. The one game they won by double digits was against ODU. The other two wins they had were both within 2, 5, 6 points, something like that. This is going to be a close game. These are two teams that are familiar with each other, and they don't like each other. So the 6 points, I would take that all day.
You know what? I'm jumping off the cliff on this one, man. I'm loading up +200 money line Hilltoppers, dude. Straight win.
I like that as well, and you're going to get good value for it. So why not?
You're going to get great value for it, Frank. I don't know about the total though. I'm not sure about the total. 45 is what I'm seeing. Even money there. I don't know, man. That's a toughie. I mean, both these teams average about 20 a game, so you're right there on it. But I feel like the rivalry of it is going to make it a tighten up, be a little bit more defensive than it should be probably. And the Tops have such a great D. I just don't know that this must be a trap game. They must be wanting a lot of people on the -6 because Tops. I just don't see how they can't cover in this one, Frank.
No, I agree with you, and I agree with you about the total as well. I wouldn't even touch the total.
I'm not touching it.
I would just pound the number. Tops +6 is the play.
I mean, I want you to watch Spotlight on D'Angelo Malone, one of the best rushers in the country, and he's a Hilltopper, man. He is unbelievable. He's getting a couple sacks a game almost.
I'm ready. I'm looking forward to it.
Bring it on. He might be a Raider next year in Vegas. Would that be cool?
Hey, we could use it.
Man, you really could. All right, dude. Well, there's where I'm going to do my score prediction, man. I like in this one, I like the Tops to score 24 points to 28, somewhere in there. And I think the Herd, they're going to keep them under 2 touchdowns, Frank. I just don't see them matriculating the ball down the field against this Hilltopper D. They are just unbelievable. Clayton White has these guys just firing, man. It's like a big V12, the old Viper, the one I took from Saks Fifth Avenue to the dive one night and hit second gear and did a 360 right on the strip. And I just kind of coasted up to the valet box like nothing happened.
Man, you're like Vin Diesel.
I was like Vin Diesel. That was before Faster and Furiouser had ever came out. Oh, man, that's great. Well, let's move on to something else here, man. It's a big night for Vegas Frank because he is the biggest NBA fan that I've known in my life, and I've known a lot of NBA fans. You take the cake. You hold up the trophy. It's your time, baby. Opening night.
Yeah, this is a big night for us. We're excited to see what's going to happen. Opening night, like you said, the Clippers basically kind of crowned as the NBA champions. They haven't done anything yet, but they've been told that they're gonna, they're planning the parade route already. They'll be playing the Lakers for opening night. The other game, Pelicans and Raptors, we thought we were going to get a big debut from Zion, but now it looks like with that meniscus procedure he had to have yesterday or the day before, he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks, so we're not going to get to see Zion quite yet. But we'll get his debut a little bit later in the season. And this is kind of the way with the season is going to start off. We're seeing the whole kind of NBA world be reset with the injuries, with Kawhi moving to the Clippers, and sort of changing the whole NBA landscape. We don't have super teams so much. The theme now is a bunch of dynamic duos, a bunch of big pairings. And with LeBron and AD, if healthy, I think are probably the contenders for the Western Conference, along with the Clippers. I think it's going to be really fun to watch. All those games are going to be great because Clippers fans and Lakers fans share a building, and they don't like each other, and it's great.
That is great. That's an appetite. That's a soup for some pretty good stuff coming up. But, man, I'll tell you, Paul George, if he stays healthy, him and Kawhi, I mean, they may be pretty good together. But here's the thing. I can't believe this is King James year 17. How's that possible? It seems like just yesterday the kid came on the scene.
Well, it's either his Taco Tuesday or his wine parties, or, I mean, he's ridiculous. The guy invests $1 million a year in his body.
Yeah.
He takes care of himself. And he's had a full offseason. They won the playoffs last year. It was the first time in a long time that he hadn't been playing those extra postseason games. He's going to be rested. His knees are going to be feeling good. And I think that we're going to see some really fun things between him and AD. I'm a little worried and concerned about the Lakers' perimeter defense, but I think that this team has they're going to have some special moments this year. It could be really fun to watch. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The Clippers are going to be good. But, yeah, no, I think they've crowned them too early. And don't forget about the Sixers, man. They're pretty stacked.
No, you're right. I mean, adding Al Horford to this lineup, losing Jimmy Butler, free agency to Miami is a big loss.
Yeah,
but
it hurts.
I think that these guys are sort of solidifying what their identity is. And this is going to be the year for Ben Simmons. I mean, you and I have talked about this for weeks about Harbaugh. If not now, when? It's kind of like that with Simmons. If not now, when? When is he finally going to realize that he's got to be that guy to take big shots? They celebrated. I got to find the thing. I'm going to send it to you. But they did this kind of like a meme, in parody of him making a three-pointer in preseason because they're so excited about him making a three-pointer in preseason. It's like because he doesn't do it.
Yeah, no.
So, I mean, this has got to be the year for him to have a breakthrough, and I think it will. Embiid's got to stay healthy, and hopefully Embiid just keeps his mouth shut.
Yeah, just shut up, stay healthy, and help your team win. And he's so good. If he would just do those things, good things would come of it. Frank, it is time, and we're about out of time, but the World Series Game 1 tonight, I think it's in Houston. Nationals, man, just describing your word. I mean, I would have never thought the Nationals would be here, especially at All-Star break.
It's bizarre. I mean, in May they had a losing record. If the Nationals have this sort of uses this as like a kind of like a lightning rod type of thing. Remember, Bryce Harper, for just a little bit more money, decided to leave Washington and sign with the Phillies. If he had stayed here, these kind of things happen historically, don't they? A quarterback's not happy. An all-star player isn't happy. He leaves, and it's sort of like a galvanizing, rallying kind of point.
It is.
And they make a run. And it's funny that they could never advance, past a series or two, and now they're in the World Series, and Harper's not there.
And he's not
It's kind of weird to me.
I would love to just – is he going to watch it, you think? You think he'll – how can he not watch it? I mean, you would think, though, he might be so arrogant that he – world what? I don't know. You never know. Some of these guys, their egos are way bigger than their pant size. So, I don't know if that made sense or not. But anyways, let's move on to your predictions. What do you think? Who's going to come out of this one, man? This is the world stage. It's as big as it gets. We'll see squeeze plays. We'll see bunts. We'll see who knows what we'll see. We should see some hitting, shouldn't we?
Yeah, the Minute Maid Park is a hitter's ballpark, and the thing that people love about the Astros is that their stars produce, and it always seems to be that they produce in the big moments. You know, you could take Altuve or Springer. Springer hits 5 home runs in the ALCS against the Yankees. Their stars are producing. You've got stud pitching lineups for all the first 3 games. I mean, you have 6 of the highest paid pitchers in baseball in this World Series. But when everything is all said and done, I'm going to take the experience. I'm going to say Astros in 6.
I'm with you right there. Astros in 5 or 6 is where I was at. Frank, we're going to put it up, bottle it, and put the cork back in it, brother. We'll see you next week. Hated missing you last week. Vegas Frank against the odds.
Good talking to you.
We'll be right back.
2020 sounds good at Luxury Imports of Bowling Green. Whether it's a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW, hear the engine on a test drive and you'll pick up a roaring 20 for yourself. Or maybe one of the last 18s and 19s with special deals and financing to close out the year. Everyone has a dream car, now bring it home. If Luxury Imports doesn't have your new or pre-owned BMW or Mercedes on the lot, management will find it and bring it fee-free to BG. Luxury Imports of Bowling Green, 325 Three Springs Road, online at luxuryimportsofbowlinggreen.com.
This is a Morgan & Morgan consumer message.
Every time I drive, I see so many billboards for lawyers and law firms, and many don't even have a name, just a big phone number. And then in tiny words on the very bottom, they have the firm's name. And I always wonder, is their name small because they're a small firm? I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When you're injured, you're usually fighting against the other side's insurance company, Geico, Allstate, State Farm. These are big companies that want to pay you as little as possible. But our army of over 400 lawyers and 2,000 case staff, the largest personal injury law firm in the world, has a history and track record of going up against them and winning. When you're injured, size does matter. And you can now reach us by dialing Pound Law on your cell phone. That's pound 529. Pound Law, that's all. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Offices Bowling Green.
J. Allen Builders, Kenway Concrete presents high school football on ESPN Radio 102.7.
Garret Browning here. Join me Friday at 7 o'clock as the Warren East Raiders go on the road to district rival Franklin Simpson.
Warren East Raider football is brought to you by
J. Allen Builders, Kenway Concrete, Rafferty's, R&R Heating and Air Conditioning, Southern States, and Hardee's.
Raider football is on ESPN Radio 102.7 and streaming online at ESPNRadio1027.com.
It's time for the Culver's High School Football Player of the Week. Visit Culver's at 4903 Scottsville Road for some delicious burgers.
It's time for the Culver's High School Football Player of the Week. Brings me back to Glasgow to see the Scotties, who are blazing a trail this year. Just one tiny little loss. And I've been doing a lot of things, but I'm coming up here to see the captain, the field general himself. I'm standing right in front of him here, and looking forward to chatting with Tanner Abernathy, number 8. What's up, man?
Hey, not much. How you doing?
First of all, I'm doing great, and it's a treat for me to get to stand here and talk to you, my man, because this team is special. We could name so many people in your corner here that battle with you every Friday night, but we're gonna focus on you. Coming off a game, 388 all-purpose, almost a 400-yard offensive game. Man, what's it like out there commanding this field?
I mean, it's great. You know, I got a lot of weapons out there at the receivers, and my running back, Nick Mitchell, he's a very good receiver whenever he gets out there in the open. And, a lot of times I just throw it short to him, let him do the rest of the work, and it's fun throwing to him.
You know, you remind me of different people out there because you got different aspects of your game. You're kind of like 2 or 3 quarterbacks in one, Tanner, and it's fun to watch. You got some just high-powered receivers. You got Flint. You got my man over there, Hunter. He's unbelievable. Got our player of the week a few weeks ago. Nick has gotten it many times. But when you have to, depend on yourself, I mean, what are some of the check-down thoughts in your mind? I mean, do you look for somebody first, or do you like just handing it off to Nick when you can?
Oh, well, I mean, certain, plays that we got, I'm looking for somebody first. And whenever that breaks down and they're not open, then I'll look for my next receiver. And then usually it comes to Nick. He's out of the backfield, on that check down, he's the last option, and get it out there to him, let him do some work.
Describe your receiving core to me in your words, Tanner, because, I mean, that's who's going to know them the best. Just describe those guys to me.
Just athletic, man. They're very athletic and fast, and, I just get the ball out there to them, and usually they do the rest. They put some moves on people, and they found the end zone a lot for me this year.
Yes, they have. I mean, you guys are, big, high-powered offense. No question about it. To me, the most fun offense to watch in this area for sure. And you guys do it on both sides of the ball. But as far as like looking forward, I mean, here you are. You're setting, I think, atop all 3A passers. You've hit 100 out of 148 attempts. I mean, is that part of your mental preparation? Is being on target? I mean, do you like to be considered a precision passer?
Yeah, I like that because, like I said before, I mean, just a lot of short passes to them, and it's easy to make those short passes and let them, run after that. And we don't throw a lot of deep balls. When we do, we beat people deep sometimes because they're not expecting it. They come up on those short passes a lot.
You guys remind me of the Patriots out there. I mean, seriously, you do. I mean, Hunter looks like, all those guys that he looks like Edelman now, but he looked like Welker before, and just different things like that, comparisons. I mean, you got the running game, too. What's your favorite part about football, Tanner?
Just kidding. I like winning. The winning is my favorite part. I like to win, and we've won a lot here since I've been playing here, and, yeah, it's just fun.
What about Coach Garman?
Coach Garman, he's a good dude. I like Coach Garman. He takes care of us.
I'm glad that he likes offense.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to ask Coach Cassidy real quick. He's standing over with us, Coach Craig Cassidy, AD up here, great guy. Well, in your words, you've got to see quite a few quarterbacks come through here, Coach. What's so special about Tanner?
Well, Tanner's he reminds me a lot of Parker Cash, who I had the privilege of coaching when I was still coaching here. They wear the same number, and they both have great vision on the field. Their peripheral's awesome. But his running ability reminds me a lot of Parker, and his ability to throw reminds me a lot of Desi Austin, who just left here as well. But he's a very special player, and we would definitely not have the success without his leadership.
Where does this rank up there in Scotty's football? This team
with Scotty football, I'm partial. I played on some good teams back in the '80s. I've coached some great teams. 2011, we were state runner-up. I rank them up there at the top of some of the better programs that we've had. They're just a solid team, and this team's a little bit different from the teams in the past a little bit, simply because some of them are more two-way players than we've had in the past.
Well, we've enjoyed it. Thanks for the words, Craig. And we're going to wrap it up, put a bow on it. Anything short of getting to that state championship on your mind?
No, I think we can do it. I mean, I think that's a reasonable thing for us to think about around here. And, in the past, I don't think we've really thought it was reasonable. But this year, I believe it is, and I believe we can do it.
I think you can reach out there and grab it, Tanner Abernathy. Check him out. Unbelievable. A couple more quick stats on the man. He's got 1,740 total yards, 18 touchdowns. Averaging about 217 yards a game. I don't know how much you can do better than that, Tanner, but I'm sure you got it in you, buddy. Thanks for getting the Culver's Player of the Week here on Sports Web, and got an awesome plaque by Oak Tree. We'll take a quick pick here, but great catching up with you, man. Go Scotties, right?
Yep, go Scotties. Thank you.
We'll be right back. ESPN 102.7.
Okay, I'm on 65 right now. Which exit do I take?
You're going to want to take I-165.
No, I'm on I-65.
No, take I-165. Should be on the sign.
I'm pretty sure that's not a 1 there. I'm pretty sure that's just another I. I-65?
Aye. Well, ahoy, Polloy.
Look, I'm looking at it. I just don't see a 1 there. It's just I-6.
Suffering from post-natural confusion? See Gary Force Paint and Body Shop. iCar Gold Shop, certified with a lifetime warranty. 311 Vanderbilt Drive behind the Scottsville Road Post Office.
If your business needs to cool, chill, or freeze, or warm, heat, or cook, you know you can't afford to disappoint. That's why you call BG Refrigeration, because BG Refrigeration never disappoints. They satisfy any heating or cooling need your business may have. Factories, restaurants, malls, plants, big industrial warehouses, doesn't matter. BG Refrigeration is who you call. Commercial heating and ducts, AC maintenance and replacement, commercial refrigeration, restaurant equipment, cold storage warehouses. BG Refrigeration ensures your heating and cooling needs are met so your business doesn't suffer. Walk-in freezers, exhaust systems, systems, pizza ovens, ice makers, whatever heats or cools. If it's restaurant related, BG Refrigeration is, by far, the best company in South Central Kentucky to service them. In fact, there are few companies that can or will even try to do what BG Refrigeration does every day. They're the company that's called in for the big jobs that require more experience, that need to be done right the first time. Why would you trust your business's commercial heating and cooling needs to anyone else? Turn to the experts. Call BG Refrigeration at 270-782-5391, where your comfort is their concern.
Culver's wouldn't be what it is today without the family farms that grow and produce the wholesome, delicious food we so proudly serve. From the cattle ranches of the Great Plains to the dairy farms of Wisconsin and south to Georgia's chicken country, it's important to us to make sure farm families across the nation clearly see how Culver's remains committed to sourcing the finest ingredients America's growers have to offer and how thankful we are for their hard work and dedication. Culver's, Scottsville Road in front of Greenwood High. Welcome to Delicious.
Man, that looks rough. That one got whacked good.
Yeah, I do know I'm getting sick of cleaning it up.
But it's all about the pay in the long run, right?
Yeah, you're right, but it'd be easier the quicker to go out and take us to Linex or Bowling Green.
Well, in the end, it's all about getting those hogs delivered, right?
You're right, but it sure is a mess. Forget about it.
Keep your bed easy to clean with Linex of Bowling Green. Truck accessories and more. Linex of Bowling Green on Louisville Road, Porter Pike intersection.
You're playing golf and you're going to like it.
Time to go home there, boss.
I can make it across.
Well, then do it.
Well, you got all of that. Why didn't you just go home? That's your home. Are you too good for your home? Answer me.
Knock it on. Let her rip.
It's in the hole. By the way, what did Mr. Webb shoot this morning?
It's time for Gary on the Green. Gary on the Green is brought to you by Bowling Green Fireplace and Grill on Old Louisville Road and online at bowlinggreenfireplace.com. Call 270-495-1131.
Gary on the Green, get him on the Linex hotline. Coach, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. Just got back from Louisville and getting ready to head out to our final tournament of the season over in Arkansas.
The Razorbacks. Well, give us a little recap of the Louisville tournament, Coach.
Yeah, so we finished 10th, which was about middle of the field. Strong field, but obviously the toughest field that we play this fall. Nice highlight by Sarah Arnold. The freshman was low for us in the tournament. She closed with a 1 under 71 and finished 19th, so nice little top 20 for her. And then Megan Clark was right behind her, too. So having a couple right there in contention was pretty solid. We were just a few shots out of moving up above a couple other teams that would have been nice. But all in all, I was pleased with the week. It was a good experience, and I'm just glad we've got one more tournament to kind of end on a high note.
Yeah, what's that field going to be like in Arkansas?
Not as strong as Louisville. So we have, let's see, I think we have only 2 teams ranked ahead of us. So just by a ranking standpoint, I feel like if we play well, we should be able to get a W this week.
Oh, wow. That would be huge. Well, I tell you who else got a W, Kentucky boy, Justin Thomas, man. Well, tell us about that victory a little bit.
That's right, over in South Korea at the CJ Classic. I mean, just solid golf. Gosh, he was driving the ball so well as he does. But, yeah, it was a star-studded field, kind of getting the season kicked off again. I think he finished at 20 under par on a pretty difficult golf course. It was a no-cut event, so he's shaping up and back in form. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how the Rory and Dustin and Brooks and JT and everybody kind of duel it out this year to see who kind of comes out on top.
I mean, do you think we'll see a resurgence of Tiger this year?
Gosh, it's hard to say. I guess it just really depends on his health and how much time he's able to put in practicing and preparing. Obviously, he'll always be a factor at Augusta, but I think he looked pretty good at the Skins tournament over in Japan this weekend. Jason Day was your winner, but Tiger was right there, finished second in that event. So, I mean, it's still in there. I think it's just the longevity of it for having it for 4 days and getting it all together is kind of the issue now.
Yeah, I think we're just going to see snapshots here and there of Tiger, you know?
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Which is good for me. It's better than 0 shots of Tiger. I like what he does for the game, man. I like watching myself. I'm a fan. Always have been.
No doubt. Yeah, it's absolutely good for the game.
Oh, man. Unbelievable. I tell you what else is good for the game is not putting your clubs up if you don't have to. If some of us live in Florida in the summer or in the wintertime and they get to play, and some of us don't, and some of us put our clubs in the garage and don't touch them again till spring. But what are some good tips if you are one of those unfortunate ones who put their clubs up to kind of keep that muscle memory, Coach? What are some good things around the house that you don't have to do outside that can kind of keep that momentum going so you don't start from scratch in the spring?
Yeah, I think it's a good time of year to do a little house cleaning, going through and checking your grips and see if they need to be re-gripped from the use this summer. Yeah. I think it's a good idea to keep stretching and try to keep your body loose and not, obviously, a lot of us sit down at desks and things all day, and it's really easy to lose a range of motion. Obviously, if you've got an opportunity in your garage to have an indoor net or any place that you can kind of make some swings, and even if you just go outside, and the tip we've given in the past, and just do practice swings. If you do 100 practice swings a day, just keep a club in your hand and stay moving, I think, is better than not doing anything at all, obviously. So I don't know. I think it's not a bad idea to get your lofts and lies checked. It's not a bad idea to check your grips. Do a little cleaning out of the bag and getting everything ready, and keep a club in your hand, making sure you're swinging and stretching, and then you'll be way, way ahead when springtime rolls around.
The 100 swings a day, that's my favorite tip I think you've ever delivered. And I tried to do that for a while, and I noticed when I was doing it daily, man, I hit it a lot better when I just jumped on the first tee and went, But we're not all able to do that, so those are great tips. Check your grips, those sort of things. Coach, it's one of those things, we get the luxury of every now and then getting to play a little bit in the winter because we have a kind of a weird winter here, and so it's, if you've got a cover on your cart, you can get out there. Some people have little heaters. I mean, they play year round. We can do that here, but not everybody gets that fortunate ability to play. So those are great tips, Coach. Look, we look forward to. First of all, I wanted to say I had Collier Curd on the other night, and he spoke of the family. I did not realize you guys were relatives.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, Collier had a nice season this year. I was happy that he enjoyed the senior year. That's pretty awesome.
Super, super fine young man, for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. No, we're super proud of him. He did a great job this year.
Spoke highly of you. I look forward to seeing where he takes it. I think he's got the kind of game. He's he reminds me of you. I mean, grinder, can get it done, and good putter. I mean, it's fun to see that stuff. I love our area golfers and high school athletes, man. That's my pride and joy, my passion. And yours is golf, and it's also leading these Lady Hilltoppers to hopefully a victory in Arkansas, Coach. Thanks so much.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Real quick, what's your Marshall UK or WKU pick?
Ooh, I like WKU by 7.
Oh, I do too. Maybe even more. I don't know. It's crazy.
I'd be okay with more.
I would be okay with more as well. But our defense, that gives us a nice little bonus. We can hold that team down, and we can score,
No doubt. No doubt.
Coach Adam Gary, we'll see him next week on Gary on the Green. Thanks for listening to the Sports Web, ESPN 102.7.